Good evening, guys. This is the last round of the this season's North American Online League. Well, we're through 11 seasons now. Make sure you guys sign up, make new friends, and get your games reviewed. Okay, let's jump in. Our first game is between these two 5Q players. And today we're gonna focus a little bit on trying to effectively improve ourselves over and over, or make a cycle of improvement. And this is, for our Go play-in over the long term. Okay, so as you guys everyone has their own ideas of how to improve, what makes a strong Go player, what strong players do, and all those things. So today we're going to focus on mostly just one thing, and this has a lot to do with what we talked about last week, which is you want to put a lot of pressure on the opponent. When you watch strong player games, they tend to be very, very tight. It doesn't feel like any of the two players has any time and space to make to nuke and make open up new fields of battle, or move on to new parts of the board. So today we're gonna focus on this one specific aspect, which is trying to make it so that your opponent is tied down. This is very similar to the previous week. Tie down your opponent and have more forceful play. This week we are gonna focus on how to use our opponent's problems and engagement with the opponent in order to better ourselves at the same time. Now, better ourselves meaning develop our own territory, make some of our own groups stronger. These two are the primary, and then also make moyos or potential territory. These three are the primary drivers or the primary things that we're fighting over in our games. So here we go. Today, and here we can use AI. We can use reviews like this one to continue a cycle to keep improving ourselves, and to do self-review as well as get the most out of reviews that you guys may be listening to. For example, listening to this one. Okay, so one of the most important things we had just discussed is that strong players do is we constantly use engagements, fights, interactions in order to constantly build ourselves or better ourselves. And these kinds of cutting fights is a very, very good example of this. Okay, with this said, it is very, very important what to watch out for in these fights. It is we want to use every interaction as a opportunity to strengthen ourselves, to make more territory, to make more potential territory, destroy territory, things like that. Okay, so here immediately we are fighting this cut, and the immediate threat from black is this turn. After this turn, black can capture white's corner. So white's immediate problem is white has to defend the inside. And in the game, white does a very good job at effectively putting through or enacting our strategies into play. So instead of just fixing the top, white plays this jumping move. This fixes the top by making white able to block and then able to connect. And also this is doing a lot more for white in terms of making territory on the top than other regular moves. Another similar move would be to capture this one stone. This one also prevents black from turning, and all of these are much better than extending, which exposes a weakness, and also better than just fixing, which is not gonna be engaging with the opponent. Okay, so in the game, this jump is played and then extend is played. The next move, look for white to extend. So here the extend is totally fine. Black can get 3 liberties, but white has 4 in the corner. So this is totally okay. This would be one way to use the fight in the middle in order to continue to build white's upper side. Okay, in the game, this is a very similar move. It doesn't reach as much, it doesn't affect black as much, but it will work. Here, in this fight, one of the very common good moves or good types of moves or tricks of the trade with this type of logic is that this often, when your opponent does something that's very unreasonable, something that's very offensive, such as this squeeze, always be looking to use all the interactions to your own benefit in terms of making more. So here, if everything holds, then we would rather have our response moves on the outside. For example, here. Now this move F17 would be great because it protects the inside and it is on the outside, which is it is doing a lot to continue to develop or use this as an opportunity to develop further. Now the best development would be to squeeze on the outside. If only this works. Now this leads to a ko, which is not clear, so white probably doesn't want this. Therefore, this move would definitely work. This connect would also work. However, right now white needs to be careful of this one move, which would be cutting white in sente and then capturing. So in other words, when black plays here, we have to play some kind of a move in the middle, like this one. So probably we should just play this one in the meantime. So in the game, white Ataris, this is also okay. This gives black the opportunity to Atari and then connect. But this is not a big problem because white is super strong on the inside. And again, white can use this next interactive fighting in order to continue to build and benefit white. So here, the trick here, the thing to watch out for here is that you do not want to just keep yourself safe. You want to play the move that helps you build the most, such as playing on the outside, extending on the top, and so on, because connecting would not be that valuable. Instead, something like this, where you're attacking black overall, is much more preferred. Now, the other thing to worry about this is you don't want to, keep fighting that is not building yourself. Instead, make all the interactions do something for you, for white. For example, L17 and things like that. Okay, and for black, you don't want to you don't want to save every one of your stones. Here, for example, you may not even here, for example, you don't want to cut white from the on the first line because this move is not threatening the corner white, and it is not doing that much to help black. and instead you want to make this push, make this jump, things like that. So always look for ways to continue to develop for yourself or to help yourself use any fight, use any interaction to help you develop. Now, there's a small detail here. There are 2 Ataris now, and this Atari is better for black than in the game because after we Atari here, the next move, this E17 is not necessarily the move to play. At least this Atari would be a little better. If black just connects later, this way at least you have forced white to connect at 4, whereas afterwards, say white plays something else, you connect at 5, white may not connect at G16. And of course white cannot connect. This way white's stone at E17, the 2 stone, is totally wasted. Okay. So in the game, the cut happened. Okay, here cut is okay, but remember we want to use all the interactions to help us the most. And now capturing the 1 stone while it is 1 stone, it is not helping white's corner live. So white's problem here is the outside 2 stones. We could easily take care of the outside 2 stones and then also use it in a way that benefits us the most. Okay, so in the game H17, see if that's played. Okay, these moves are played. Okay. Here, for example, in this interaction, black does a very good job of using the interacting fight between the middle and the left black group, and the 3 white stones in the middle. Black uses the interaction to make the top, make the left-hand side totally alive. So that is a good, good accomplishment. The other accomplishment is counterintuitive. The other way to go about this is counterintuitively. If you want to make the left-hand side alive, you can actually try to surround your opponent and push him towards your left-hand side. This has this is very, very strong by black, and it's very, very likely to work. For example, like this way, white is behind by 1 liberty. And this would be black capturing white for sure. And I don't see any other way that white could go about this. Therefore, this is a case where this interaction was just black is losing an opportunity here. The other thing that makes it more possible for us to choose this kind of a counter-attacking strategy is that so we note that white is totally strong, totally alive on the top left corner, and right now black's middle group is also kind of weak. Left and middle are both without 2 eyes, so rather than making the eye on the left hand side, this double hane first strengthens the middle group and then really attacks white, keeping white about as strong as black in the corner. In fact, even a little bit even weaker than black in the corner. So this way you're using this interaction, which is both sides about the same state of safety, and that way you secure safety by being like sort of like I don't have to outrun the bear, I just have to outrun my friend kind of a thing. I don't have to make 2 eyes, I just have to also make you not have 2 eyes, that sort of thing. So and here black is using this interaction first to make the middle stronger, and then also if he wins this interaction, it's just good. Okay, so here's another very, very important thing, which is before we decide on the fighting, we first look for the the beginning of the fight. we look to make the fight profitable for us right in the beginning. So that Atari and double Hane, forcing white to Atari here, which strengthens the middle, does a good job of doing that. And so you don't have to read anything. All you have to consider is that, yes, white does have to cut here, which makes us stronger. And second, eyeball this inside situation, about as strong as each other, very, very good. Let me do this. Even if white ends up victorious in this liberty fight, the backup for black is that we have captured the outside one stone, and that is also very, very acceptable. So, and this goes with codes. This goes with any fight. In the beginning of any fight, try to make the fight profitable for you and opposite for your opponent. Okay. So here, white, black reached absolute safety on the left, but in the process, white also reached safety, and now black has to save the middle or take care of the middle somehow. The middle having no two eyes and being surrounded by safe white stones. Here is a very good opportunity to start counterattacking on the top. If we could get this exchange, and then some kind of a jump, the next move black can make is this block, which with this extra sente here, this really gives black a very, very strong eye-full existence. Eye-full existence having eye space and having safety as a result. And of course, this needless to say, this also limits white's development on the upper side. White's best move is probably Hane and counterattacking like this, but then this is white has to have a very, very cramped shape, and this is another example of making it so that the two groups, your opponent and you, are both about as strong as each other, and in this sort of balance where you can find safety for your own group in this kind of a balance. Okay, so in the game black runs. Again, I'd recommend running towards the wider, more bigger and open side. Okay, this is also noticeably big. Here, white's move here, it's normally a very, very big move, but right now some move here is noticeably very, very attractive for white. Now again, just try to profit at your opponent's expense. Play the next one as well. Just make sure that you have sentes. Try to profit at your opponent's expense. Try to make every interaction beneficial for you. And right here, black doesn't have two eyes, so look for the interactions that will benefit you as white. So having some exchanges in the middle will help. One, they will not make a lot of territory for black for sure. And two, as long as white gets to play on the outside, something like this, white would have a lot more safety for the other one stone. This is a very good moment or time and place to look for these interactions. Of course, if you have a bad temper, just go for these cutting fights directly, which is also quite strong. I have a relatively good temper, so I tend to not go for these kinds of things. But I have met many Go players with very bad tempers on the Go board, and I have a few recommendations for these. How to how to unleash your anger at the best way possible. Okay, so these interactions are great here. Noticeably, white plays a super efficient 7 knights move because the one stone after having 2, 4, 6 is now very, very light, And having any stone be very late simply means it can be sacrificed for the outside. And this could be a very strong way for white to play. So in the game, white plays this extension, also very reasonable, but noticeably it gives black the chance to play this move. If black can get white to move down, submit, this way not only is black destroying a lot of the white potential territory pressed down onto the second line now, but also this is all sente. If white doesn't answer, then white's M17 stone is going to be in a lot of danger. Okay, so let's see if black dared to do the whole thing in the game. Black just invaded. This is very, very good too. However, white's fixing of the G18 at 1 is a good idea. The next move we can peep at 3, which is a very nice and fancy peep. This way we could get a very strong attack going. So in the game white plays H17. Okay, this does about the same function as my move. So even though this looks a little bit weird, you're like, this is not touching any black stones. It's only isn't this very slow and stuff. This will perform the same function as H16. So this is not going to be a very bad move. Okay. And here white is displaying a lot of a lot of creativity, or a lot of not committing to anything, and then this is a good idea. And again, this is looking to make an interaction profitable for white before the heavy fighting starts. Okay, and here black uses this interaction to help black. If black can capture the M17 stone, then all is good. Okay, and here white panics a little bit. Here, after having crawled this many moves on the second line, white has actually reached safety. So make this turn and then look for the middle fight, look for this jump to save the 1 stone. This kind of stuff. When black turns, this pillar move on the inside makes a straight 4. Okay, so in the game white panics a little and then jumps out to connect the corner to the side. The urgency to have safety is very, very is a very, very strong emotion, and black. This is a success for black. Because now black is able to turn this interaction and build thickness. This thickness is going to help the upper side, the 2 stones, and the middle 7 stones. If black can surround any territory on the top, it would be extremely big. Here there is a very nice almost sente move with this push and block. Theoretically, this is alive. This is, white is not getting captured, but the next sente moves will destroy all of the white ice space. Okay, so in the game, black plays here. This is a rather conservative capture. You guys could imagine something capturing a little further, something like this, But I think right now this relatively conservative capture is sound. Only one adjustment, lean more towards the weaker side, which will fix any problems here on the left. In fact, a move like this might even be required. Something like this move would do much better in the future fighting. So after this happens, for example, if white makes these pushes and makes these cuts, this 1 black stone at N13 is not at the most ideal location, and so when white plays something like this, because there's weaknesses on the left hand side for black, black may not dare to capture the upper side one stone like this, because now white is able to cut the weak black position on the left. So lean towards the weaker side again, use all the use all the interactions for you, and then try to avoid unprofitable interactions by the opponent. So here white is doing a very good job of exploiting this weakness. Atari, white goes for the ko. Definitely, if we could get this exchange, don't not get this exchange, because clearly white stone is doing much more than black's stone here at 2. Black is probably gonna connect, and then we can connect. This is already very profitable for white, or of course we can extend out or connect here, bait black into connecting this, and then we can even Atari and extend. Black is in big trouble on the upper side. Okay, so perhaps black even needed to just simply protect the left-hand side cutting points. Okay, in the game, even though this ko looks like it's very strong, very severe, it actually is bailing out some of the black's problems, because once black gets J15, the right-hand side is further solidified, so the ko is actually lighter for black now than it could be. So for example, black definitely takes a ko. When white finds a ko threat and then takes it back, these kinds of moves, the moves we mentioned before, become very good ko threats, because even if white captures these, they're not damaging the fundamental territory that black has on the top right. So this ko is more fightable for black than it first appears. So now that this happened, white is able to cash in on the ko in Sente, and by cutting off this one stone, and that's where white gets some of the compensation for losing that one stone, which is totally fine for white. Okay, white doesn't give up on that, so okay, so maybe Atari is there first. In the game, remember what the theme of today is: use all the interactions to help yourself, benefit yourself, and develop yourself, or make territory, make thickness, things like that. So here, in the process of trying to find Aji in this middle fight, white's goal should be to use this Aji to help white build himself, and for black, the goal should be to keep the basic territory that is black's, and then also look to use this interaction, attack the invading white stones, and do something for black. And so here, this result clearly favors black in this respect. White hasn't destroyed the main part of the black territory, but black has played J12 and J11, which is like which makes the left-hand side white position much weaker than before. So okay, these are so there's nothing there, and now black is using this newly found weak white group in the middle to in order to extract more from white. This is very reasonable, and this interaction is looking increasingly dangerous for white. Okay, so here black is using the attack to save the L5 stone and connect it home. So this is quite reasonable. Another thing black could have done was to make these pushes or blocks, and theoretically white has not even one eye, only half an eye at T17, and white needs to take care of this. Okay, after white having gotten this move, the situation is a little better for white now, and it's improving a little bit. And let's see, so here white goes on the attack, makes this ko. Okay, black gives up on the ko. Okay, This is generally fine, but remember we want to use all the interactions to our benefit. So here, this code could be used as a benefit by finding a co-thread, and two, if we do decide to play this, the next move, attacks the left-hand side is very strong. Black just decides to block. This makes this sort of allows white to get away with it. So here, connect, and the code continues, of course. And of course, finding a co-thread. Okay, in the game white, everyone just connects and everything. Here white probably wants to keep this code alive and keep fighting it like this. This way it looks very, very dangerous, this bottom hand side. Black can attack the 4 stones and then turn the attack into an attack of the middle stones, and that's very, very dangerous for white. Okay. In the game, black was not ambitious enough, and here is where white, on the other hand, used this cutting interaction to benefit white. These exchanges is very beneficial for white, and so for black, our recommendations are much more urgent. Okay. We can also, for example, attack the middle first and use these moves as sente moves. Try to keep ourselves connected, and then just play some very simple moves, and something like this would be white getting cut off in the middle versus black. Okay, so here in the crucial moment in the game, black went a little bit soft or went a little bit small, capturing just 1 stone instead of going for something bigger. And white actually goes on the counter attack and forces black to live with 2 stones. This is quite nice by white, and therefore very not good for black. Atari here would be totally fine, and this way black maintains connection. White may be able to cut like this, but okay, that's another game. In the game, black definitely needs to keep fighting this code. So a little bit soft on black's end in the middle fighting. For example, here extend, and this softness is gonna it's white making all these fighting helpful for white. For example, getting this block at S8. This also ensures that L1 is sente, maybe even K1 is sente. Therefore, the bottom white group is totally connected to the left-hand side. And this is going to be, this is white making the fighting work for white, or help white reach his goals. Okay. And exchange results over here. The safe thing for white to play is like this. Let's see. This way, white is ahead by just 1 liberty. So lucky white, but that's a way to do it. Okay. In the game, this gives black 2 stones, which is a little bit of a face-saving situation. Here, noticeably that white definitely had a little bit more fighting spirit, or a willingness to fight, than black did in the ever since that R3 invasion. White didn't play very well, particularly well here in the corner, but everything that followed this was white gaining at the expense of black. Okay, so this code continues, and black goes for the capture on the left, and instead, okay. Black is instead captured on the left. Black gets some compensation over here. That willingness to fight, by the way, is also exemplified by white making a lot more use of these codes than black did. And let's see who won this game in the end. White by 8.5. Okay, a very, very evenly matched game, but here White's fighting spirit would ultimately save White. White was down by a lot in the middle fighting. Black made the fight in the middle here really work for Black, and White gained a weak group. Black gained destruction of a lot of White territory on the left-hand side. Okay, but when the fighting, when the game was on the line, Black played a little bit soft, and so in the future we can all remember this. If you want to get stronger, try to make every situation beneficial for yourself, which is use every fighting, use every opportunity to keep developing yourself, or make something good, make something good happen for you. This is, we're in the United States, so we're not, we're not unfamiliar. We're very familiar with our politicians. They would use every opportunity, anything that happens, as a talking point for themselves. That's a very good example of using whatever happens to your own benefit or for your own cause. So in Go, we want to learn from U.S. politicians. Yes, learn from U.S. politicians, and because they would spin anything to their benefit. And in Go, we also want to spin every situation into something that's profitable for us. Okay, Joseki here, this jump is a good example of this push is strengthening ourselves and also weakening the opponent. This jump doesn't attack the h3 Blackstone as severely as this crawling move. Therefore, the crawling move is superior in terms of the safety for White and safety for Black. Lack of safety for Black. So this jump, the only thing good this jump has over the crawling move is that this move is one space faster. It's but in the face of the relative strength between the two sides, this little bit of fastness doesn't matter as much as the relative strength. Okay, and here again, same thing here. Black makes a jump, and the important thing here is to go for the strengthening move, turn, or play g3, where you have another Atari, which is really strengthening Black's position. You can also turn here for the pure strength. You can also turn and then surround something smaller, just jump something like this. Okay, so here Black also makes a little bit of a jumping move, which loses a lot of strength. Okay. Okay, this move makes sense. This move makes sense. The jump is running away as quickly as possible. White plays here in Sente. Okay, all good. Note that as White here, you usually do not want to exchange these kinds of moves where you give your opponent some more additional ice space. So we lose the ability to peep inside and destroy that ko. We also lose the ability to do this. For example, Black plays like this. We stick in, and then we can peep and then cut, something like this. So this push will lose a little bit. It also loses a liberty for White, so it actually makes Black stronger, and then makes White weaker. Okay. Okay, here this is very good for black. Black is finding the most important area, which is splitting white, and then this would make both sides a little bit weaker. Here, the move is to extend. We don't mind black playing these moves because this territory is just a few points. White makes a few points on the outside as well. And so therefore it is, after these kinds of moves, black will have to connect here. White can get a very, very big Atari on the top hand side. So here is a case where the situation was not sente for black, but by responding, white is giving up an opportunity to profit. Okay? Yes. Okay. Use every interaction to profit and help yourself at your opponent's expense. Okay, so black's game plan is overall still enforced. This is a very big moyo. Let's see what happens. Okay. This is very reasonable from white, destroying the moyo at the weakest point. Okay. Okay, connect. Okay. Yeah, this Atari is the same type of move as that push at 017. This Atari prevents any possibility of black gaining a lot of liberties on the upper side, and then block here, for example, and then fighting liberties with the 4 white stones here. This is white behind by 1 liberty. There could be some ko like this. Okay. Right. So having liberties in the corner will help black be able to block in this white group and then surround a very big territory. So black loses this with the Atari. Okay. And so here black is forced to attach on the inside, hoping to get this position. For example, white can probably hane and then extend in through the middle, or even if white extends inside, white is able to connect and destroy a lot of black territory as well. This is the best move possibly for white. And then cut. Okay, black plays this. Okay, this is white will cut, and this black group is 2 stones is dead, and this is white really destroying black's moyo. Okay, this is very good reading by white extending. This is one-legged chicken. Good. Okay, this white benefits again over here. And this middle game fighting has gone quite well for white. Okay. Here white loses a golden opportunity to play this move and then the hane. This is another version of the one-legged chicken. The fancy term is the chicken stands on one leg where you can't go in from either side. This is an Atari. So if white were to come up with this diagonal move, then white would have done this Tasuji twice in the game, and that would have been just perfect. In the game, this doesn't matter. White can still play the Atari, or no Atari, just hane, and this is still way good for white. White captures because black had to connect home anyway. This white's capture was useless or didn't perform any vital functions, and so therefore this gives black another chance back into the game. At least now all the black stones are alive. And okay. And so white is now having to forced to give up on the inside group. Okay. Okay. White played it safe. I'm sure the AI would like something like this. fight this ko. Because this ko is very heavy for black, white can okay. This is another possibility. White captures, black captures, white captures. This way, white surrounds the entire upper side. Black captures the right-hand side group and the left-hand side group. Let's see who wins like this. White wins like this. Okay. All right. So that's probably okay. All right. This is another one of those situations where this is sort of using white's resources to hold on and gain sente at the most important, like, middle of the game stage. Okay, this move was not sente, but by playing it a little bit safe, white allows it to be sente. Okay, and so now black gets the first move on the upper side, which is good for black. This move is very strong. And so remember, black did capture a group on the left, and black surrounded a very big territory on the bottom. So while all the fighting seemed to have gone white's way, black really made up for it by holding on the left-hand side, a15 exchange, right? And right now, black just has to limit the damage on the upper side to win. Okay, Hane, huh? Okay. This move is what I had in mind, and we're gonna hold on by giving up this one stone and then doing this. Okay, AI does like this. See if white has anything special like this. This way white just loses by even more. Atari, that's probably the threat that we're overlooking. So this way we could get home and maybe okay. Alright, so this is still very complicated, and so black harness, this does give white a very nice Atari, and if you connect, this kind of thing is very difficult to stop. For example, white connects, and we have to connect here. White would cut the two sides, and that's a disaster. Okay. So in the game, white cuts, and black has to Atari. Let's see if white can still do something good here. The problem now is, even if white plays this Atari, the strongest move possible, black just simply gives this up, like this, and then sort of wraps around, tries to, again, it's right, make every fighting interaction work for you, benefit you. And how did black make the fighting in the middle here with that one stone versus two stones benefit black? Black gave up another stone at m16 in order to wrap around and reach safety and surround a few points on the upper side. Okay, so here white plays this one. This one, it's the same problem, and except here black has a very nice headbutt move. You guys may think this move, we have an Atari and a block. That's right, but here a very good move is to jump here. This way black still completes a wraparound without losing that one stone. Very, very nice, huh? And so of course black can just play this jumping move too without any of that. Or turn. Anyways, black is now able to connect, and that's the big problem for white. Okay, in the game black does it a little bit, not the best, but it was way good enough. Here, don't make this extra push now. This is gote. Use this move to play something else, like push here. If black blocks, then potentially there's this cut. if black extends, this is 2 extra points, and then there's this doesn't quite work. So unfortunately, there's no cutting threats for black. But this peep is Sente. Black has to play here and then make a big territory, move into black's territory. All of these moves are very valuable. So in the game, white lost Sente here. Look for black to capture this, play this move, or to block here in the middle, or to make this Hane. By the way, this push earlier at c6 lost a lot of points for white. For example, right now, white has these 2 Ataris in Sente, so white can headbutt and then connect this stone home for endgame. And even if it's black's turn, black can Hane, but not play this double Hane. In the game, black is now able to play that b3 and then a2 double Hane move. So, sorry, there's a question, but the voice is very, very low, so we couldn't hear it. Okay. Turn your voice up and then repeat. Anyways, so here is where white lost the game. But in reality, this was quite well done by black in the middle game to hold on, actually overcoming a 50-point deficit. So good job here. Wow, quite nice. Even at the 5Q, 4Q level, we don't see comebacks of this size that often. So very, very good. But this game illustrates this, make all the interactions work for you very, very well. Okay, so here, for example, make the Atari. If your stone is doing much more than your opponent's stone, you like it, and we don't have to fix our weaknesses if my opponent is just is in just as bad a shape as we are, and we don't have to be safer. We don't have to be totally safe. We just have to be safer or stronger than our opponent. Okay. Good. Maybe we had the question typed into the chat. Let's see. Oh no. Very helpful review. Okay, we have come to the last game. This one is between 3 Qs, 4 Qs. Good. Approach. Okay. Good. This is all Joseki. Now remember, heading into the middle game, the more that the game sort of tightens up and gets exciting and gets fast, where no side can take a break or take a breather, the more we have to keep this in mind. We don't have 5 free moves, for example, in order to do everything that we wanted to do, and instead we have to use all the interactions in order to reach our goals or to get what we want. We have to do this all in an interactive kind of way with our opponents, and that's where all the fun is in Go, right? Remember, we don't have free moves. We have to play interact. We have to try to gain, to make our gains interactively. Okay, so here there is a ko in the corner, but this ko in the corner is a 2-step ko for black, 1-step ko for white. However, if white tanukis, it becomes a 2-step ko for white and a 1-step ko for black. So it's quite interesting. It's a three total step ko, so 1-step ko for each side, with white having the edge here. So black needs 3 moves to win the ko. White only needs 2. So this favors white by 1 move, and it can be basically sort of as a one-step ko for black, except it's a little bit better than a one-step ko, because a one-step ko is black spends a move and then it's a direct ko. In this case, black spends a move and it's a 2-step ko for white, 1-step ko for black. So it's a little bit better than that. Okay. However, white stands to lose a little bit more than black does in this corner, with more stones invested. So we'll call that all basically about even, so that no one has any territory in the corner. Okay, did this actually happen? Yes. Okay. And because right now neither side, we're evaluating this as neither side has any territory in the corner, black is the one who spends a move here, which means black spent a move to destroy about 12 points of white territory, and spending a move to do 12 points of territory damage is probably 4 or 5 points bad, versus the optimal, which according to the AI it was 5.8 points worse. So all of our machinations, estimates, hand wavy estimations turned out to be pretty good. Not exact, but pretty good. Okay, so white now has the advantage in terms of efficiency, because black spent way too many moves inside this corner. Okay, here's a second move to win this ko. White plays here, and here's a third move to win the ko, and white ignores again. So 3 moves here, white spends 3 moves in the upper corner. The upper corner, white destroyed 15 points for black, made 10 points for white, and overturned all the thickness and things. So 25 points, black destroyed 10 points, made 5 points or so. So territory-wise, it was basically the same. However, the white does have a panuki on the outside. Black captured stones on the inside. Black also overturned the thickness situation on the bottom, but still, overall, it's relatively good for white by about 1 move. If black could get this, if it was like this and then done, then it was totally okay for black. However, it was this and then 1 extra move, so 1 too many moves. So black basically got the same value, except black spent a free move. Okay. Yes, it's very difficult to calculate, estimate, evaluate all of these gains and losses in real time in the game, which is why we often have to go by feel and by feeling. In the game, I'm sure neither side really knew how much they were ahead or how much they gained or lost. Just remember, make every situation beneficial for you. So white used this ko to play 3 extra moves, whereas black could have used the ko to play 1 or 2 extra moves, right? 1 extra move. So the ins and outs was 4 moves, not 3 moves. And if it was 3 moves, it was totally fine. 4 moves, you lose by 1 move, which is 15 points or so. Okay, so here comes the attack by black. Remember, black has super strong thickness now, so try to allow white to live here is totally okay. In the game, black attacked from the inside. Now, there is one other good thing you can do to make every situation good for you, especially your opponent's attacks, which would be, so this one would be, if I just ignore your attack, you kill me, you kill my stone, and then I play another move. This is a way for white to use this weakness situation or solve the problem of having a very weak group by giving up half of the, or more than half of the group. The not so important half, and that would be totally fine. Moving over there, total tenuki, totally fine. In fact, total tenuki is what is recommended right now. Okay, but these exchanges are definitely helpful for white. They are on the outside, black's moves are on the inside. However, black stops himself from making too much commitment and then now attacks overall. And white plays this move, basically moving on out. And now white has secured a very strong counterattack against black. This is making the defensive situation work for white. This is kind of counterintuitive. Remember, our greatest contribution for Go teachings is the recognition of the defender's advantage. So defender's advantage is really just making the situation of getting under attack work for you. So here white does very, very well in this regard. White is under attack, but he uses this for white in order to counterattack. And now that black has to attack white, black can't let the left-hand side stones die. Therefore, black, I think black actually had to save them like this. White can save these stones in Sente, and we can clearly see that black hasn't gained any territory in the attack and also gained some weak groups, which is negative value. When black played this turn, the wedge is very strong. The wedge can't. This is just dead for black. So after the wedge, white turned the attack against white into a position where white made another 10 points on the left-hand side. And black didn't. Did black gain anything? Black saved 3 stones, but he made the 3 stones to begin with. So a huge success for black, for white. However, black was quite good in the sense that black finds the one last remaining area on the board where black has the thickness advantage, and that is the lower side. And invasion is perfect for the lower side situation. And here again, white does a very, very good job of letting the invader live, and then just taking care of the white positions that surround the invaders. And this is quite good for white. After this, after white makes the outside strong, there is no more problems for white, and white can use all the moves to play the maximum values, points grabbing moves that white can think of. So here black is defending against this Atari and Atari weakness. This is just more icing on the cake for white, more ice on a frozen day for black. So not good. It's just getting worse and worse. Okay, so white peeps more. Okay, this is even more. Okay, here one good thing is to remember you want to turn every situation to help yourself as much as possible. In this case, by h5 is doing a lot more for the outside. For example, white can play these kinds of moves now than the connect at h4, so we can improve on our move a little bit by playing there. And this is, the economists would say this is Pareto optimal improvement, which is, it's better in almost every way. It's worse than the connect only because black can Atari at g3 by 1 point, but clearly that 1 point is small. Okay, so I guess it's not totally Pareto optimal, but that's a very important concept to have in Go. Try to improve yourself without at no expense of anything. So here, don't make that connect, because now we can net these two stones. After we connect, we can't net the two stones anymore because black can Atari here. So this exchange is not actually helpful for white. Okay. However, white comes right back on track and then plays the big moves, and white has no worries on the board, so it's all relatively easy for white. Here, direction-wise, take care of your weaker stones and don't take care of your strong stones. The stronger stones don't need any taking care of. So here, white took care of the strong stones, and now the weaker stones became even weaker. And most importantly, this fighting situation, white didn't use it to help white overall by very much. White gained a few points in the middle, but that's not that important compared to more stones on the upper side, which will save the 3 white stones. And it's better anyway if white wants to surround some territory, surround some moyos. It's better to let black have a weak group. This weak group for your opponent equals a lot of sente moves for you as white. And this would make surrounding the center moyo much easier by having your opponent deal with a weak group. Okay, so in the game, a bit of a directional error here, but white simply gives up on the 3 stones, and that's totally fine. White attacks the top hand side. Okay, this is all very reasonable, and white is showing a remarkably good penchant for our main idea for today, which is use all situations, fighting, interactions for your own benefit. This kind of knight's move, playing 1 space off, is a good example of this. This way white is making a lot of outside and being able to keep a relatively strong wraparound shape versus just blocking everything, where your opponent is sort of at the point of the spear. Here there is a set of very strong these moves, as you can see here, a set of very strong sente moves for white. The next move is also sente, and then this is also sente. A lot of sente moves with which white can cut the top left and also pressure on the right, and then also make the middle all at the same time. That would be a great example of using this middle fight to white's advantage, and to accomplish all 3 of those objectives. Okay, so here's a good opportunity to do that, and here, by the way, the move is here at the second line, because when black plays there, we can crawl in. This is another example of, I can use the way that I'm trying to take away your eyes, right? I can use this fact. My objective is to take away your eyes, but I can also use it at the same time to take endgame, like in the form of this crawl at f18. It helps to defend against this kind of stuff. It also makes the most territory and also takes away black's eye space. So this is very strong. In the game, white just takes away the eye space and allows black to have a sente 1 eye. So the eye space wise, it's the same. Eye space wise, it's black can make a code to live like this, or black can connect and have a sente eye. It's just that white has 5 points less, black has like 3 points more. Okay. Okay, in the game, white makes more errors and allows black to live here. Cut would capture black because you guys can see it, right? A cut would capture black because this is an Atari. Black is not alive, but a little bit of a mess up here, and black is able to live. Here again, remember, we have to prevent black from running out, but we can prevent black from running out and at the same time play these Sentai moves and take advantage of black's shortages of liberties to get more value for ourselves. For example, like this is all Sentai, and then we just have to prevent black from breaking out. So we can safely give away one more move and then play this kind of a surround. It would be totally okay. And of course, having the big value on the right may be good enough anyways, where we can say we can do this, or we can say, well, now I don't even have to surround black. I can just play like this, and it's easy for white to play. Make every situation work for you. So in the game, white played here, which doesn't work as well for the right hand side, even though here it accomplishes the same thing of making sure that black is cut. And so here, same thing, make these moves, and then turn in Sentai, and then we can even just exchange these, and you might say then, oh, I don't even need to block here. I can fix the other weaknesses. Or if you have a bad temper, remember I have a good temper, so I Atari and then I press, and then I let black live and then cut off the middle. If you have a bad temper, you go for the kill right away. If you're not winning, if I'm not winning, I would also go for this, of course. And so that's another way that white could have done more with the move, or made this middle fight work better for white. So in the game, white ended up having a little bit of a shortage of liberties, but white catches himself, and then now plays this move and this jump, which fixed all the white weaknesses, and that's gonna do it for. That's gonna be a white victory coming up. Here. Interesting. Here, capturing is very, very strong, and then next move is this weakness, and then the Hane, and there's no way for black to save the middle stones. So you could go for it right now, or you could play it safe. Both ways are fine. In the game, white played it greedy and then gave up the 3 stones, which is a good idea, but this is a big loss. Remember, white not only loses the 3 stones, white also loses the capture of the black stones, and most importantly, white loses the ability to play these outside moves. So a lot of big losses, but white still has a lead. Okay, and the advantage in the beginning was too much. Okay, and nothing happened pretty much for the rest of this game, and it looks like black gained a little bit in the middle, capturing the middle 2 stones. Oh, no. Okay, white ended the game with a win. But the attacks went too bad for black, and the attacks went a little bit better for white. Not as good as it could have been, but good enough for white. So a very, very exciting game. And here, remember, we can turn all different kinds of we can turn all kinds of events on the Go board to your advantage. turn all kinds of events, fighting and stuff to work for you. Learn from our US politicians. They will use anything that happens in the world as a talking point for their own political agenda and their talking points. So in the same spirit, we want to use everything that's happening on the Go board, every interaction, every back and forth, every bargaining, every back and forth bargain, every life and death fight, every interaction. Try to use it for your own benefit and make it something that is good for you. And this way we can continue to improve, and we can find more opportunities to profit. Okay, great. Thank you guys for tuning in. This will end this season. Next season is season 12, which is completes the cycle of the first 12, which is very exciting. Okay, thank you for everyone who played. I saw some very, very interesting games this season, and best of luck. I hope everyone made more friends and certainly had a lot of fun playing the game. Okay, see you guys.